Hey everyone, I'm Olivia Thompson, and this is my story. Our suburban home used to be filled with the laughter of my 5-year-old daughter, Emily, and the love of my husband, Mark. At least, that's what I thought. I was thriving at work, designing spaces that people would call home for generations. My best friend and colleague, Rachel, was always by my side, cheering me on. "Liv, you're going to knock their socks off with this design," Rachel said as she reviewed my latest blueprints. I smiled, feeling on top of the world. "Thanks, Ra. I just hope Mark's mom doesn't find something to criticize about it." Rachel rolled her eyes. "Barbara, she'd find fault with the Sistine Chapel if you designed it." We laughed, but deep down, her constant disapproval weighed on me. Just last Sunday at dinner, Barbara was at it again. "Mark, darling, don't you think Emily's clothes are a bit common? I saw the cutest boutique outfits that would be much more suitable." I bit my tongue, but Mark just shrugged. "Mom, Olivia knows what she's doing." Not exactly the support I hoped for, but I let it slide. That night, as I tucked Emily into bed, she looked up at me with her innocent eyes. "Mommy, will you build me a castle someday?" she asked. "Of course, princess. The biggest, most beautiful castle you can imagine." Little did I know, our world was about to come crashing down. In the middle of the night, I woke up to the acrid smell of smoke. Panic surged through me as I realized our house was on fire. "Mark, Emily," I screamed, stumbling out of bed. The hallway was filled with thick, black smoke. I heard Emily crying from her room. "Mommy, I'm scared." I didn't hesitate. I ran towards her voice, the heat burning my skin. When I reached her, she was huddled in the corner, clutching her favorite teddy bear. "It's okay, baby. Mommy's here." I scooped her up, shielding her with my body as we made our way back to the hallway. Suddenly, there was a deafening crack. I looked up just in time to see a beam falling from the ceiling. In that split second, I made a choice. I turned, covering Emily completely as the beam came crashing down. White-hot pain exploded across my back and head. The last thing I remember was the wail of sirens and Emily's terrified cries before everything went dark. I didn't know it then, but that moment of sacrifice would change everything. My life as I knew it was over, and a new, harder journey was just beginning. When I woke up, the first thing I noticed was the silence. Then came the pain, a dull throb across my face and eyes. I tried to open them, but there was nothing. Just darkness. "Hello, is anyone there?" My voice sounded weak, unfamiliar. "Mrs. Thompson, you're awake," a warm but professional voice responded. "I'm Dr. Alicia Reeves. How are you feeling?" I can't see. Why can't I see?" There was a pause, heavy with unspoken words. "I'm so sorry, Mrs. Thompson. The fire caused severe damage to your eyes. We did everything we could, but you've lost your sight." The words hit me like a physical blow. Blind. How could I be blind? What about my work? My daughter? My life? "Where's Mark? Where's Emily?" I asked, panic rising in my throat. "Your husband stepped out for a moment. Your daughter is with your friend, Rachel." Days blurred together after that. I could hear the pity in people's voices, feel their awkward attempts to comfort me. Mark barely visited, and when he did, he seemed distracted. "Mark, I need you," I pleaded one day, reaching out for his hand. "I'm here, Olivia," he said, but his voice was distant. I need to take care of some things at work. Mom's going to help with Emily." "Barbara." "Great." As if I needed her judgment on top of everything else. Rachel became my lifeline. She visited every day, bringing updates about Emily and helping me navigate this new, dark world. "Liv, you're the strongest person I know," she said one day. "You're going to get through this." I wasn't so sure. Simple tasks had become monumental challenges. How could I take care of Emily when I couldn't even find my way to the bathroom without help? One afternoon, I overheard 2 nurses gossiping outside my room. "Did you see Dr. Reeves with that patient's husband again? They seem awfully close." Well, can you blame him? His wife's blind now. Dr. Reeves probably understands what he's going through better than anyone. I pushed the thought away. Mark wouldn't, would he? Barbara's visits were torture. "Oh, Olivia," she'd sigh. "How are you going to take care of Emily like this? Maybe it's best if Mark and I handle things for a while." I bit my tongue, anger and frustration building inside me. The one bright spot was Jake, a nurse who helped me with physical therapy. "Come on, Olivia," he'd encourage. "One more step." You've got this. His kindness was a balm to my battered spirit. But as the weeks passed, the pit in my stomach grew. Mark's visits became even rarer, and when he did come, Emily seemed reluctant to interact with him. "Daddy, why don't we come home anymore?" I overheard her ask one day. His response was muffled, but I could hear the discomfort in his voice. Something was wrong, very wrong, and I was stuck in this darkness, unable to see what was happening to my family. But I was determined to find out, even if I had to fumble my way through this new reality to do it. Little did I know, the truth would be even more painful than the darkness I was living in. That's when Rachel stepped up, becoming my eyes in more ways than one. "Liv, I've been doing some digging," Rachel said one day, her voice tight with anger. "Mark's been using your joint credit card for things that don't add up." My heart sank. "What do you mean?" "Expensive jewelry, fancy restaurants, places he's never taken you." I felt sick. Maybe it's for work or maybe he's planning a surprise. Rachel sighed. "Honey, I don't think so. This has been going on for weeks." Before I could process this, Jake came in, his usually cheerful voice somber. "Olivia, there's something you need to know. I overheard Dr. Reeves and your husband talking. They're having an affair." The world seemed to tilt on its axis. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think, but beneath the pain, anger started to burn. When Mark finally showed up, I was ready. "Is it true?" I asked, my voice steadier than I felt. "Are you having an affair with Dr. Reeves?" There was a long pause. Then, to my shock, he laughed. Actually laughed. "Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yes, Olivia, Alicia, and I are together." "How could you?" I choked out. "How could you do this to me?" "How could I not?" He snapped. "Look at you, Olivia. You're blind. You can't take care of yourself, let alone Emily. Alicia understands me. She's not a burden." His words cut deeper than any knife. "A burden? Is that what I am to you now?" "Let's be realistic," he said coldly. "I'm leaving you, Olivia. I'm filing for divorce and full custody of Emily. You can't raise a child like this. You can't take my daughter." I screamed. "Mom agrees with me," Mark continued. "A blind woman can't be a proper mother. It's for the best." I lunged at him, my fists connecting with empty air. "Get out!" I yelled. "Get out, you coward." After he left, I broke down. How could this be happening? How could I lose everything, my sight, my husband, and now, potentially, my daughter? But as I sat there in the darkness, something inside me hardened. No, I wouldn't let them win. I wouldn't let them take everything from me. With shaking hands, I picked up my phone. "Siri, call Lisa Anderson." Lisa, my old college friend turned hotshot lawyer, picked up on the third ring. "Olivia, is everything okay?" "Lisa, I need your help," I said, my voice cracking. "I'm about to fight the battle of my life, and I need the best lawyer I know." As I explained the situation, Lisa's voice grew fierce with determination. "Those bastards," she growled. "Don't worry, Liv. We're going to fight this, and we're going to win. They have no idea who they're messing with." For the first time in weeks, I felt a glimmer of hope. Mark, Barbara, even Dr. Reeves, they thought I was weak, helpless. But they were wrong. But they were about to learn just how strong I could be. This wasn't just about me anymore. It was about Emily. And I'd be damned if I let anyone take her away from me. The battle was just beginning, and I was ready for war. The day after my call with Lisa, I woke up with a fire in my belly. If they wanted a fight, I'd give them one they'd never forget. "Rachel, I need your help," I said. "We're going to revolutionize how I work." We spent weeks developing tactile models for my architectural designs. My fingers became my eyes, feeling every curve and angle. "This is brilliant, Liv," Rachel exclaimed. "You're not just adapting, you're innovating." Meanwhile, I threw myself into learning Braille and taking cooking classes for the visually impaired. The first time I made Emily's favorite mac and cheese without help, I cried happy tears. "Mommy, it's yummy." Emily giggled, and my heart soared. Lisa was a force of nature, building an ironclad case against Mark. "We've uncovered some interesting financial discrepancies," she said one day, "and Jake's testimony about Mark's neglect at the hospital is damning." The day of the custody hearing arrived, and I stood tall, my white cane a symbol of my independence, not my weakness. "Your Honor," I said, my voice steady, "I may have lost my sight, but I haven't lost my ability to love and care for my daughter. I've adapted, grown stronger. Emily is my world, and I'll move heaven and earth to give her the best life possible." The judge's verdict was clear. Mrs. Thompson has demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability. It's clear that Emily's best interests lie in remaining primarily with her mother. Mark's outraged gasp was music to my ears. Months passed, and life took on a new rhythm. My tactile architectural designs gained national attention. Olivia Thompson, visionary in the dark, one headline read. Emily thrived, with Rachel and Jake providing additional support. One day, as we walked in the park, Emily squeezed my hand. "Mommy, I'm glad you're my mommy," she said simply. Tears pricked my eyes. "I'm glad you're my daughter, sweetheart." Later, Rachel filled me in on the karma that had hit Mark and Barbara. "Mark's marriage to Dr. Reeves is over," she said with a smirk. "Seems he couldn't keep it in his pants. And your old firm? They've lost major clients who can't stomach Mark's behavior." I couldn't help but smirk. "And Barbara?" I asked. Rachel chuckled. "Let's just say her social circle isn't too fond of women who try to separate mothers from their children. She's not getting many party invitations these days." As I sat on my porch that evening, listening to Emily play in the yard, I realized something profound. Losing my sight hadn't weakened me. It had revealed a strength I never knew I possessed. "Mommy, come play with me," Emily called. I smiled, rising to my feet. The darkness that had once terrified me now felt like an old friend. I had faced my challenges head-on and emerged victorious. Mark, Barbara, all the doubters, they were behind me now. My future? It was bright, filled with love, success, and the sweet sound of my daughter's laughter. I might not be able to see it with my eyes, but I could feel it in every fiber of my being. As I joined Emily in the yard, I knew one thing for certain. This was just the beginning of our beautiful, hard-won happily ever after. If you were in Olivia's position, what would you have done? Would you have fought for custody of your child despite the challenges of sudden blindness, or would you have agreed with Mark that it might be best for the child to be with a sighted parent?